All right, welcome to Toivo Healing from Within. And today is going to be part 2 of a reading from an essay that I started in part 1. So if you haven't seen part 1, you might want to check back with that. And it's an essay by a gentleman named Joshua Levin that was written and published in 2002. And there's just an incredible connection that he's making between the life of a tree and the forest and the drum circle. And I really like how this really captures the natural spirit of rhythm. As the drummers shift from the root to the pulse of the fundamental rhythm of the seedling, they must sustain the vitality of their supportive role while also nurturing the stem of what will become the trunk of a great tree. The transition from root to stem initiates the pattern of all growing things. Through balanced transformation, we are enlightened by new relationships to self and others within the emerging mandala of the circle. This is growth, and it begins in the stability and balance of the pulse. From this secure foundation, the drummer is empowered to face the instant of creativity, an unknown moment of transition. The beats that are played are new and uncertain. They are inspired currents that flow through the individual as she travels in the space between the root where she began and the stem that she is playing towards. Like a child learning to walk, many falter in these first steps, but a supportive circle will raise the drummer up and draw her back to the security of the pulse. When a drummer makes a successful transition, she joins her brothers and sisters on the stem, and together they begin to weave the bark of a hardy tree. This is the moment of illumination as new mysteries and patterns are revealed. New relationships are discovered and new potential is unveiled. It is a time of hearing, and as the rhythm speaks, balance is restored. With renewed balance, vitality is sustained, energy flows, safety is reinforced, and our young life begins preparations for the next transition. The trunk of the rhythmic tree grows from inside to outside. Its core is the hard wood of the first shoot, and it carries the identity of the seedling. As drummers wrap their rhythms around this living axis of time, they begin the dialogue of theme and variations. Each chooses a part that weaves an inspired line between supportive reflection and provocative improvisation. As increasing layers of variation find their balanced cycles around the axis of the tree, the young tree begins to mature. Its bark of accents and rhythmic innuendos acquires the sublime textures of age. All the while, the drummers and the circle are growing together, breath to breath, heartbeat to heartbeat. To hold the center in the trunk of the tree is to harmonize the tension between self and society, between freedom and family. The drummer must assert her individual voice without being destabilized or dominated by the sometimes forceful counterpoint of other rhythmic lines. This means cultivating the self-confidence and social dexterity to speak one's truth while still listening to the diverse views of others. In the trunk, she must not relinquish her individual part on the one hand, or ignore the group mind on the other. Learning to play or to speak in such a way that others can hear, understand, and mind on each other. To hold center in the trunk of the tree is to harmonize the tension between self and society, between freedom and family. The drummer must assert her individual voice without being destabilized or dominated by the sometimes forceful counterpoint of other rhythmic lines. This means cultivating the self-confidence and social dexterity to speak one's truth while still listening to the diverse views of others. In the trunk, she must not relinquish her individual part on the one hand or ignore the group mind on the other. Learning to play or to speak in such a way that others can hear, understand, and relate to are essential to growth and stability. Playing the trunk of the tree means holding center, tempo, time, and rhythm, while making flexible choices from deep in the embrace of mindful relationships. Canopy. With the support of strong roots and a sturdy trunk, our living, breathing rhythm begins to branch out as our own limbs explore and express the spirit of the circle. Still traveling around the wheel of balance, transformation, and illumination, we begin to hear the long cycles of the rhythm and their inflections upon our growing consciousness. As the measures stretch into bars and the bars echo with melodies, the song and the stories of our relationships ring out from the healthiest branches to the tangles of knotted, suffering limbs. For it is these tales of soul-to-soul reflection, this dialogue of call and response, of the beat and the step, of the smile and the howl. It is these wordless tales of truth that form the very substance of the tree. As long as we inspire one another with new rhythmic discoveries and empowering emotional reflections, a branch will rush up and out from its sturdy trunk to disclose a unique current of the infinite mystery that pulses within. With humor and passion, tragedy and triumph, fear and courage, we energize our fingers so that they may at last yield a rainbow canopy of leafy transformation beneath the starry heavens. Reaching even higher, we carry these stories to the wind and the sky, and we rock from root to leaf in the energizing rhythm of life.